Hello, welcome. I'm Jess, aka Bellow Queen Tarot. Welcome back for another reading. I would like to do a different reading this time. It's pick a card. So I got three different piles here with the different crystals, and it's gonna be great. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share my videos. So we're gonna bless this reading. Sorry if you hear my daughter's tablet. She's her bedroom's next door to my tarot room, so trying to light it. Bless this house. Bless this tarot reading. For may it have a good reading and good wisdom. And let the Spirit speak for what they need, for not what they don't know. God bless. Okay. So for group number 1, you got the clear crystal. I don't know if you can see it clear. The second pile is a yellow one. The third pile is a pink. I don't know if you can see that. Pink. Okay, let's get to it. So if you choose the number 1, group number 1 with the clear crystal, this is the reading for you. It's just a pick a card. So this part is your past, present, and future. This part is your mind, body, and spirit. This is your your problem, your lesson, and advice. So let's get this ball rolling. So you got 19. And this is the past. And you got the Mother of Mercy. The Mother of Mercy. Okay. So just like a sun that shines brightly, casting a strong shadow. Sorry. Trying to focus here. So your growing spiritual power needs to be expressed with the awareness that it will have an effect on others, even if you are not completely conscious of that effect. To create peace in the expression of your power, we call upon the Mother of Mercy. Mercy tempers great strength and power with kindness, gentleness, compassion, and caring. The divine Kuan Yin brings kindness, gentleness, compassion, and caring, and it brings the quality of mercy to you now as a divine gift, encouraging you to cultivate mercy in your dealings with others and to receive it for yourself now too. Dispensations of mercy comes when we are without recourse. We have perhaps lost our way, become unable to find your way through, or have caused some great effect, for better or worse, that we did not intend. It might even be through our own hand that we have caused such a situation without intention or malice. We just proceeded in a certain way because we did not yet learn the wisdom needed to avoid it. Or perhaps our own guidance led us in the darkness consciously so that we could learn something valuable, and we are a bit stuck. So we may have perhaps been something valuable, causing harm to others through our own unconsciousness. We could be suffering from a heavy karmic lesson from this or another lifetime, and our soul may be struggling to really integrate the lesson and feel free to rise up and move on. Perhaps we are in a situation with another where we hold great power. It might be as a parent, a teacher, a healer, or a boss. It might even be in a less obvious position of power where we could take advantage of another's care for us to secure what we want. These situations call for the quality of divine mercy. And divine mercy from the Heavenly Mother brings us to a place where we could stop the cycle of manipulation or being manipulated, of unkindness or unconsciousness. To pray for mercy is a powerful prayer. Kuan Yin drops nectar of mercy from her ivory vase into the hearts of those that call to her. If you're in a situation on either side of a story, whether you feel powerful or disempowered, where there's manipulation, fear, struggle, hurting, or suffering, call upon the Mother of Mercy now. You're guided by this oracle to accept her spiritual gift to you, even if the situation doesn't seem too dramatic. Fortunately enough, her gift will abate any karmic escalation and prevent the situation from becoming any worse. It will even help to undo the negative effects that was already unfolded. This spiritual assistance is offered to humanity from a place of loving respect, kindness, and great spiritual power. Blessings to Kuan Yin, Mother of Mercy, who watches us over with attentive love and cares for our spiritual progress. So that was for your past. The next card, this is your present, and you got the Sweeping Sister Wallow. And this forgiveness is a way to raise your vibration by shedding old energies that drain you and prevent you from having all the power available to you now. So it is a chance to free yourself from suffering and empower yourself. Sweeping Sister Wallow guides you to forgive others and yourself abundantly and freely now. You may be aware of your own need for forgiveness, or this may come to as a surprise for you. In which case, be open to hearing the truth of who or what needs to be forgiven and released from Willow Mother from deep within your own heart. It may be a small incident from when you were a child, or a significant experience that you have just put on one side in an effort to carry on with your life. This approach has been admirable, and yet there is always a time to confront, forgive, and move on, not just in mind, but generally in the body. This oracle indicates that you are in the process of forgiving others, and that you also need to remember to forgive yourself for being human and needed to learn and grow just like everyone else. You do not need to be perfect, and sometimes it is in forgiving ourselves that we become most able to forgive others too. We suffer from less harsh judgments which do not feel good for our heart and drain our soul forces. So instead we experience more kindness, sweet nurturing from Sweeping Sister Wallow, Kuan Yin in her form of forgiveness and healing, and enjoy more peace of mind. Forgiveness is a power of spiritual practice that helps you disconnect your energy circuits from people, places, situations, and memories that can drain your power from the present moment and slow down your spiritual growth and the physical manifestation of your heart's desire and soul purpose. So at present, you are growing spiritually, and you need your power in the present moment to feel your process, like surfing a wave. You're about to be lifted, so forgive with sincerity and wisdom, and know that this does not mean you are permitting future abuse. It means you are ready to have your power in the present moment. You have compassion and allow the universe to direct the learning of every being on this planet. You let go of thoughts on revenge, and you free yourself from the past. This is the present. So that was a Sweeping Sister Wallow. Next card you got is for the wow. Don't mind that one. Okay. This is the future, and you got the Sisters of the Star Blossoms. And that's your future. So group energy is powerful when used consciously. It can help us expand in the same way that if you're doing any task, many hands can make light work, as the saying goes. Well, many hands make light work too. Your energy can help nourish and lift the energy of others in a group as you are able to carry a high vibration of love in your heart. The ancient Chinese over 2,000 years ago referred to the Pleiades as the star blossoms. These seven stellar sisters work together as a group higher consciousness to radiate great love and light on our planet. And they can assist you now to find that light in the groups within which you share involvement. It is service to connect with heart and center groups that feel good and improve the quality of your life. And it is to be supported and supporting of such groups that you are guided to allow this to happen more in your life right now. Solitary practice is an important element of growth and can be extremely powerful, but sometimes group energy is an important element of your spiritual growth too. And you are encouraged to meditate, pray, and chant with groups and communities that resonate with your heart. And sometimes the more spiritually advanced souls subconsciously feel that they need to carry the group energy themselves. You are guided to surrender any excessive responsibility, to assume your natural cooperation and perhaps even authority in the group from a place of love rather than burden, and to allow yourself to be lifted as well as a contribution contributing your light and love to those you're choosing groups and communities. The Sisters of the Star Blossoms know that the group energy is give and take, and that we can allow ourselves to thrive, so we can too can the group gain energy and grow. You are guided now to balance your involvement with group energy so that you have an able mind time in solitude. So know yourself as a unique divine being, and in group energy on the inner planes, calling on your spiritual guidance that loves you unconditionally, and which groups energy on the physical plane through groups that nourish you and love you in a way that feels good for you. This oracle is also guidance to call upon stellar energies that are unconditionally loving and supportive in the appearance of sisters of a star blossom. Indicates that you have a soul connection and that you nourish you to the higher vibrational star consciousness, such as that of the Pleiades. So that was your future. And then you get the stars of the star blossom. The next card you have, and this is for your mind, body, and spirit. You got a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. This is what your mind wants to tell you. Sorry. Here, sorry. So give and take could well be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. So compromise may be called for. So it's time to start negotiating or even renegotiating when the new moon in Libra comes up. There's a restart for you, and for someone else, a new relationship could be a beginning. And if that's the case, the chances are this will be a healthy and well balanced connection. And anything you do after pulling this card, doing it pairs its advice, such as teaming up with someone in your business or in your personal life, Libra. It's a sign. Libra is a sign of this relating, and this card suggests that whoever it is at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to talking things through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. So reach out to someone and let them know they care. Feel feel more. The card encourages you to think less. Marriage or engagement is on the cards. This could be a legal matter. Will go your way. So pay some attention to your appearance and don't be all about appearance. You know what I'm saying? So Libra is a sign of love and harmony, negotiation, and relationships. It's a harmonious, kind, and luxurious, and aiming for balance. So that's what that is so far. Okay, that was your mind. What your mind wanted to tell your spirit. Got a blue moon. Okay, so the blue moon, this is your body, what your body says to your spirit. And you got believe in the impossible, blue moon. And as the saying goes, some things only happen once in a blue moon. In other words, hardly ever. Drawing this card suggests you're about to get a rare chance and that something's one off. Could be about to happen. This card is very positive sign if you felt like you're hoping for too much or asking too much of the universe. Whatever you are talking about, well, it might only happen once in a blue moon, but it can happen. However, with this rare opportunity before you, it's important that you believe in it. And if you convince yourself in whatever you're asking about can never go in your favor, then guess what? It won't go in your favor. Be grateful for this card, and which is a reminder to believe in your dreams. You're lucky, and don't. The card says don't miss this chance. You miss this chance, and it might not come back anytime soon. Or what happened may only happen once. The person you're inquiring about is a rare find, or it could be if you could believe it, you can achieve it, or it could be the situation unlikely to repeat. Eclipse. Full moon eclipse. Okay. The next card you got is the Spirit. What is your spirit want to tell you? And you got the conclusions are within reach. So full moon eclipse, and just like that, a door slams shut. If you pulled this card, it suggests that situation you're asking about is about to reach a peak or has just done so. And things are now out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for. A way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allowing events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time, as hard as it might be. Forgiving someone for what they did could be key to resolving the situation in a positive way. It doesn't make right what they did, but it releases it so you can move on. That's which is meant for you will not pass me by. So doors either will slam shut now and will not reopen, or it's time for you to get back on track. Forgiveness will set you free of karma. Meditation, pranayama, and yoga narda are all recommended now. And CD control and let events unfold. You got that was the conclusion or within reach. That was your spirit. Okay, the next cards you got. Okay, so you got 40. Okay, so you got the wild swans, and this card is your problems. What is the problems in your life? The wild swans, dedication. So all the people came flocking out of the town gate for what they wanted to see the witch burned. As an old horse drew the cart on which she sat, they had put upon her a garment of coarse sackcloth. Her lovely hair hung loose about her beautiful head. Her cheeks were as pale as death, and her lips moved silently while her fingers were engaged with the grain flax. Even on the way to death, she did not interrupt the work she had begun. The tensions of mail lay at her feet, and she wrought at the 11th. So the fairy who came out to meet her was fair and shining, yet she closely remembered the old woman who gave her the berries in the forest, and told her the swans who wore golden crowns on their heads. Your brothers can be set free, she said, but you have the courage and tendency to do it. The sea water that changes the shape of rough stones is indeed softer than your delicate hands, but it cannot feel the pain that your fingers will feel. It has no heart, so it can't suffer the anguish and heartache that you will have to endure. Do you see the stinging needle in my hand? Such metal nettles grow around the cave where you sleep. Only the ones that grow upon graves and such in the churchyards may be used. Remember that. Those you must gather, although they will burn your hands to blisters. Crush the nettles with your feet, and you shall have flax, which you must spin and weave into 11 shirts of mail and with long sleeves. Once you throw over the 11 wild swans, the spell over them is broken. But keep this well in mind. From the moment you undertake this task until it is done, even though it lasts 4 years, you may not speak. The first word you will strike your brother's heart like a deadly knife. Your lives are at the mercy of your tongue. Now remember what I told you. She touched Alyssa's hand, and nettles that burned like fire and awakened her. This is a tale of suffering in order to save family or people we care for from a fate that is not their choosing. It is a tale of sacrifice, and a sacrifice that must be done without recognition. For a long time in this tale, a young woman's brothers are enchanted to the forms of swans, and she is told that there is only one way to free them, and this is through spinning the magical cloaks made from flax of stinging and nettles. Not a word can be spoken during this task. So for years, this young woman has hands that are disfigured from burning the pain, feet, and that can barely tread upon the earth, and she must do in silence. Her dedication to this bizarre task and her silence in the face of demands her explanation creates mistrust all around her. But the truth is, she cannot speak. She must keep to her task, for she has dedicated herself to saving her brothers. This is the madness of doctor scientists, those who discover ways of healing and helping them seem bizarre and strange, incomprehensible to others. So this is the message of the card. To know that when we see the people and who are ferociously dedicated to a task or a mission, their single-mindedness may seem madness, and in some ways it is. But if this energy is to put a great purpose, it can bring about great healing and change. This message could be that you must allow this and not judge this. And the message could also be that your own dedication may be preserved as madness and even create hostility within the hearts of others. But it will result in healing, creativity, and great breakthroughs, just as Celeste's work, painful and bizarre as it seemed, saved her brothers from her enchantment. So the meaning of this card is Tennessee, dedication work, working through pain to create results, single-minded passion, misunderstand dedication, silently working without explanation for a time, and working without the approval of others. So that was a problem. Next card, you got the lesson. This is your lesson, and it's the 12 Dancing Princesses Enchantment. I forgot to tell you, these have a storyline, and then I'll tell you the meaning. So, there was once upon a time a king who had 12 daughters, each one more beautiful than the other. They slept side by side in a great chamber, and every night when they were in the beds, the king locked the door to their chamber and bolted it. But every morning when he unlocked her door, he saw that their shoes were worn out from dancing. Within fairy tales, there are strict rules. Of course, when we first read this tale, we understand in the world of the story that this 12 dancer princesses are not doing what they ought to be, for they are princesses. Their job is well being danced in enchanted realms, living a free and wild life in the forest. They are to be married in adventurously. They are to bring princess and princess princes and princesses, and they are to be wise, delightful, bountiful, and obedient. The 12 princesses of this tale are not any of those things. Instead, what they are is free. They are escaping the bonds of marriage over and over every night with the help of their magical shoes. Their father, frustrated and important as all kings come to be, wants fresh blood for the kingdom and offers his daughters to any man who could discover where it is his daughters vanish to every night. The punishment for failure is death, so the princesses leave behind their dancing knights, a field of bodies, the unrealized promise of the young hunter. In time, of course, one comes who uses his wits as well as his courage, who has charm as well as health, and who finally solves the mystery and breaks the spell. This, of course, leads to the princesses doing as they should, putting away their dancing shoes and beginning their roles as princesses, mothers, and nurturers. This is a tale that in many ways sets up in the princesses to look selfish, hedonistic, and irresponsible, and yet they are living their lives in an enchanted realm where their greatest joy is to dance. They are living in the shadows of the night, and they are free as so many women and princesses long to be free to dance, to speak, to learn, to be free, to travel, to dream without becoming the wife and the mother. For them to give this up takes one who is worthy of them. And thus is with this card. If you are complaining, given up any of your dreams or indeed any of your freedom, taking up a great irreversible responsibility, be sure that when you do so, the one for whom you sacrifice your dream is thoroughly worthy, and if they are not, let them go. Let that dream of love die metamorphically as the young prince did, for it is not any child's duty to fulfill the dreams and wishes of their parent. The king's desires for his daughters to obey, but until they meet one is worthy, they can't. The spell of freedom of the dance of the soul is too powerful, and in fact, if you can, it can never truly to be given up. It is simply that at times we find one with whom we wish to dance during the day, as well in our dreams at night. So this card means it's enchantment, deceit, secrecy, a time of freedom is coming to an end, or it could be the enjoying the last moments of a life, of a time of excitement, unusual activity. It could be you will take up new responsibilities. It could be you will find a worthy partner. It could be a move from a group activities to close loving partners. So that was that. Next card, this is your advice from Spirit, and you got the Bluebird Taboos. So here, he said, are the keys that open my strong boxes, which hold my money, both gold and silver. These are my caskets of jewels, and this is the master key to all my apartments. But as for this little one here, is the key to the closest closet at the end of the great hall on the ground floor. Open them all, go into each one, every one of them, except the little closet, which I forbid you, and forbid it in such a manner that if you happen to open it, you may expect just anger and resentment. This tale by Charles Perrault provides the link between horror and fairy tales. When in this tale a young woman becomes the bride of a mysterious and powerful aristocrat who is known as Bluebird Beard. Her life is one of lonely luxury with a chanteau with over 100 rooms. As he is about to depart for a long trip, he hands her the keys to every room with the castle. To prove his love for her, yet he forbids her to enter one of these rooms, even threaten her with death should she break this one rule. This key is exquisite, and that all is forbidden is tantalizing. So of course her heroine explores all the rooms in the castle while Bluebird is away, and discovers she makes it as horrifying. For the one room, this place she has been warned holds her death, holds the bodies of Bluebeard's wives hanging on the walls like meat in a butcher shop. For if the wives of Bluebeard had yielded to their curiosity and entered the room, and that there was the death of them all. Our heroine drops the key in the room and is covered with blood from the bodies. No matter how hard she tries, she cannot remove the stain of the blood, the evidence of her breaking this cruel man's one rule. So when he returns, she hands back the keys, and he knows what she has done. There is no mercy. He insists she prepares for her death. So what are we make of this tale with a card? That that there is a person you are close to with secrets, and if you were to know their secrets, it could endanger you. For those are not trivial things I have kept from you. This person is dangerous, and they have hurt others, and they want you to see only see their good qualities, what they have given you, how generous they are. But to do this means giving up so much power. Curiosity is not so much punished in this tale, as the bride is rescued by her family and escapes her crucial fate. So this suggests that if members of your soul family, people who have true friendships and concern for you, are expressing many misgivings over your closeness with a powerful person who inspires respect and a little fear, and who demands obedience, listen to them. Curiosity itself is the key to freedom within the story. For while he makes good on his threat to execute her, her family saves her. The bodies of the other wives are discovered, and even respectful burial. So while some had read this tale to be about the sin of curiosity, I read it as curiosity being the natural way when there has been oppression and secrets and hidden rooms and places within intimate relationships. All relationships require boundaries, but obedience in forbidden areas and punishment, they are warning signs indeed. Never lose your curiosity. It might lead you to danger, but it will reveal the truth. Never let another draw you close, then forbid you from knowing who they truly are. And listen to who truly loves you. Often they could see what we cannot. And the meaning of this card is family protection, discovery of secrets, curiosity which can't be stifled, hidden truths, forbidden topics, places, people, inappropriate punishment. You have discovered an awful truth. Secrets can no longer be kept. There is a protection defense for you. Listen to family who loves you. They see what you cannot. That was it, group one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great day, night and day in reading. Goodbye. God bless. Welcome back. This is if you chose this rock crystal, you're the yellow one. This is for you. And this, you got the card Princess of the Autumn Harvest. And this card is the past, your past. A divine blessing is on its way to you now. It might be an obvious blessing where your heart sings and that your spirit soars. Or it might be sort of a hidden blessing which leads you to the heart opening state in a less obvious way. Sometimes we don't realize that we are being blessed because the blessing is in avoiding something that would have caused us unnecessary pain or suffering, distracting us from our path and lowering our vibration for a time. It may only be some time later that we realize that we were indeed spared, that we could have great suffering. Sometimes we don't ever realize how loved and protected we are in the precious moments that we are gifted, blessing in disguise. To be able to be open to receive more blessings in your life, and many are available from the endless loving, compassionate, and kind spiritual beings that surround us at all times. We can begin to cultivate a blessed frame of mind. Allow the Princess of the Autumn Harvest, beloved Kuan Yin, in her mode of grace, blessing, and bestowal of gifts to reside in the heart will help you enter the state. The easiest way to do this is to have gratitude in your heart as often as possible, even if you are not sure why your life is unfolding in a particular way. Imagine that being every circumstance, that divine hand of your own magnificent higher self, assisted by Kuan Yin, is guiding you deeper into your own bliss. This blessing is coming to you as a specific reward for endeavor, effort, and inner work over some time, and it will look and feel like something precious that has been gifted to you from a benevolent benefit universe. And is have faith, be open, and receive, beloved. Your time has come. That was from your past. Got this card for your present, and this is the 10 Sisters of Light. So the higher self likes to integrate the wisdom. It is gleaning over many experiences and lifetimes so that nothing is lost and all is enhanced. You are in a process of spiritual weaving, and integration is soul level now. This means that skills and abilities that you hardly recognize consciously will become more obvious to you. You may find that you know things from different traditions that you have no recollection of ever learning. You may feel strangely drawn to start studying different healing arts or martial arts, for example, only to find that somehow familiar to your heart. Be patient, open, and trusting of this journey. It is an intense time of spiritual growth. As an integration, there is also shedding of old issues and pain that no longer serves you. It is good to let these go. You are being asked to encourage the activation of your past life abilities in your current lifetime by letting go of the past pain and issues. Even if you are not conscious fully of what they are, through releasing pain with the breath out of the heart chakra and anywhere else in the body of energy field, you intuitively feel to drawn so. From the space created, the soul light will shine, in the light of incarnations past, including talents and abilities developed therein shall shine through you now. This oracle is also guidance that in your life is present. There is a past life pattern or a contract strongly operating. There's either good nor bad. It is helping you to grow either in a supportive way or in a way that is challenging you to become stronger. This past life contract may arise in the form of the teacher relationship or teaching. It may resolve itself by you receiving the teaching or letting go of a relationship or accepting a new relationship into your life, or even letting go of a philosophy or teaching so that you may expand your awareness with a different teaching that helps you access the wisdom you need for your growth at this particular phase of your journey. This may be very different to what you needed some years or even months ago, and that is fine. It is up to you to trust your heart and discern what feels true for you. Remember, you are one being with the external source, and that being has many faces. Just like the 10 Sisters of Light, you have a various skills and talents, and you can enjoy allowing the process of their return to you now. An integration and healing of a past life patterns into a new expression too. The next card, you got the Call of the Dancing Crane. It's like, if you ever felt like you were in this is your future, by the way. Have you ever felt like you were a different person on holidays or whom you were traveling? This is because you are the free of the astral gravity that you usually live within on a day-to-day basis. The astral plane is like glue. When we put enough energy of habits into thoughts and emotions, beliefs and stories from our past, that condition how we interrupt it current life experiences. We can get stuck in astral gravity, unable to let go of ways of thinking and reacting, even if we really wish to do so. We can create sticky astral thoughts and beliefs that attach to houses, places, and people. When we're in a different environment, we often have a chance to create fresh habits and beliefs, which is why a holiday or travel could be so refreshing and inspiring. Sometimes, however, this is not practical, and we need healing to break through the muddy stagnation of old thoughts and beliefs right now. As we grow spiritually, we can outgrow our astral conditioning, just like shifting out of mud out of water, so we can move more freely and gracefully, like the dancing crane. If we accept healing energy to help us filter through your psychological programs, so that our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions could create new habits and patterns more aligned with what we would like to experience in our lives. This filtered energies can become more powerful than old stories about life that no longer supports us in living according to our spiritual light. Healing the astral waters can require great patience and persistence and application to be achieved. The dancing crane uses dances and sounds to thrive. You are encouraged to use movement, such as dance or yoga, and sacred sounds such as chanting mantras or healing names of the divine, such as Kuan Yin, dancing crane goddess, to support your healing. You may intuitively feel that movement in a physical sense to a different location, such as going for a walk or a drive to a different park or beach might help you. If you have been feeling that you need to move to a different location, change situations in your life, or connect with new groups of people with whom you feel more inspiration, then this oracle is confirming this intuition and encouraging you to embrace those changes in your life. You are being guided by the grace of Kuan Yin to the healing vibration of the call of the dancing crane. So the next card pile, yeah, New Moon and Virgo. New Moon and Virgo. And this is your mind. What does your spirit want to say about your mind? A time to give rather than take. When this card comes up, it's a time for you to take stock of your situation. Where you are and where do you want to go? The New Moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests you make the restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it, so if you've ever been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapy, so add these into your routines now, however you've been feeling. If a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you are overanalyzing things, being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone else can do for you and to think more about what you could do for others. Yeah, this is for your body. What Spirit wants to say for your body. A win-win and outcome in the forest and in the forecast. Sorry, find it. Okay. So the full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. And it's important to remember that people come to us for a reason, and sometimes not just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time. So try not to fight it. This card also referred to a professional relationship. There's a sense that you need to be balanced your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible that with give and take, doing so might be the answer to your question. Next card, this is a spirit talking. Expect powerful change. And if you want affirmation that you can achieve your dreams and get the desired outcome in the situation you're asking about, then this is it. This is a card of beginnings, and there are powerful energies at work, but be prepared. It could be quite a ride, and events now could even be jarring and uncomfortable. However, any new directions you take will almost always lead somewhere better than where you are at the moment. Whatever is happening now is happening for a reason. You'll appreciate it later. A new portal is opening up for all, and all you have to do is have the courage to forget about the past and move through it. You're being put back on the right path. There is nothing to fear. Next cards. This is your problem, lesson, and advice from Spirit. First card, you got number 1, Snow White, purity. And this is your problem. So, one of the deepest themes of the story of Snow White is that being betrayed by those who believe to be family, those who have come closer to you than any others before, and whom have been placed trust of your life. And it's those who claim to care about you who are in most danger of casting you out, rejecting you, or hurting you at present. Before you were any kind of threat to their status, they loved you and they cared for you. But now you are more of a rival to them. You have risen slowly through no fault or flaw of your own, and you are seen as an impediment to their own standing. So cast you out they shall, and destroy you they will, if they can't get close to you again. That they will take in your true affection for you and twist it. Their jealousy of bile, in which love has turned to resentment, for which you are more responsible than the sun coming up each day is responsible for the moon growing paler in the sky. If this card comes to speak with you, be aware that you are leaving an idealized version of family and home behind. You will set afar from home, but this adventure and journey into what you fear will be making of you. There will be strong companions along the way, and they will stand by your side no matter how hard this new path becomes. You'll be guarded, blessed, and watched over again and again. While there will be attempts to harm you, not a single one will permanently mark or taint you. The one vulnerability you have to fail and to recognize mental violence, for one will offer a gift which is tainted, which could harm you and cause you to forget your purpose. Even if this does take place, you will return to memory and wisdom in your true past once again, when you recreated an authentic family by your side. Snow White is a tale of a young woman who is accessible until she reaches maturity and beautiful in the form, thus placing the light of the queen, her stepmother, in the shade. A plot to kill her by striking through her heart cannot work if the husband sent to destroy her recognizes her innocence. Above all, we are left with a sense of uncorrupt innocence, even when the wisdom is gained through all the trials of her test within the enhanced forest. Even her time asleep in a brittle womb of glass coffin goes wrong, and she survives, and through the test of her time in the wood, pursued by a huntsman, befriended by the gentlemen, the gnomes, the men, the miners, the animals, the bird are all drawn to her heart. So it is your innocence, that your uncorrupted heart, the beauty of your character that will shine through this time. So even when others will grow bitter and do harm, you do not and will not. Yet you do gather wisdom to you and make forth reborn stronger, loved, mature, and ripened in the old light of experience. You have looked upon evil, but it has not made its way into you. That is a great triumph indeed. Next card, and this is the lesson. You got the Verde Prato. A secret love affair between a beautiful young princess and a handsome prince is being conducted in the strangest of ways. Because they live far away from each other, they have used magic to create an enchanted tunnel of glass, through which they run naked towards each other. Each night they're returning to their separate castles each morning. The glass tunnel represents the fragility of the truth we hide from others. The nakedness our vulnerability in love. The princess' two sisters who discover her love and in their envy disguises concern smashed the enchanted glass tunnel just as the prince is entering, leaving him naked, cut to pieces, bleeding for his love. The enchanted glass means his wound will not heal, and he is separated from love and wounded and without power to overcome the blood in his veins from leaking away day after day. The princess father of the king sets out a call across the land to find the greatest of healers and promises his son will marry the woman who can heal his awful wounds. The princess rallies upon hearing of her beloved wounds and goes deep into the wildest forest to find a magical plant to heal his terrible wounds. She overhears two ogres speaking about how the only cure for his wounds is the fat from an ogre smeared into his cuts. She wanders to him, feeling that she is lost within the woods. The ogres take her to their cottage, planning to eat her. There they drink, replenish the thought of Princess as their meal, but she waits till they pass out drunken and deeply asleep, and she kills them and harvests the fat from their bodies. She carries the fat, which glows and sparks in secret magic, and smothers her face in with dirt, so no one can recognize her. She smothers the fat in her lover's wound, and he is cured. And the sisters who betrayed them both die within the flames of a great fire that the people light for them. And the prince and the princess are finally joined in the light of day and in love eternal. When this card comes to you, it indicates you are being punished by others for feeling what you have kept secret. Others have felt entitled to know your every emotion, to almost possess the right to tell you who to be with. Now they know you have kept secrets from them, and they wish to punish you. It is time for you to begin to acknowledge the feelings that you have hidden so deeply, and now that the worst has happened. Know that if you stay true, you'll be able to pass through the test and find a solution. You will need to use your wits and not expose your true feelings to any more dangers. Now that you own this, who wish to control you nothing, and that time to be free and joyous with your love will come to you very soon, if you stay true to your heart and be brave. Next card, this is their advice, and you got the tender box shoulder. One dog has his eye as big as teacups, other eyes as big as saucers, and the third eyes as big as towers. They are the guardians of the three chests of coins, copper, silver, and gold, and they obey the bidding of the owner of a little tinder box, which contains a flute and a candle stub. Whenever they are lit, the dogs come do their biting. A soldier marches along a road. The war is over. He has nothing except for his uniform and measured steps he takes. Alongside of the road he is greeted by a witch, who asks him to perform a task for her, to fetch a tinder box from deep within the earth, through a hollowed-out magic oak tree. In return he is given a magical piece of cloth to place each guardian on, and he can fill his pockets with as much treasure as he can carry. But when he sees what these creatures guard, and when the witch will not tell him why the tinder box is so valuable, he chops off her head and takes the tinder box and moves into his new life, a rich man. This is a tale like Aladdin of having control over magical fortune, and that will and can be done to take back the power one has lost in one's life. He cuts off the head of the magic herself, the witch, takes what may have been hers. The tinder box represents control and rulership and the desire to have all that you want. I thought so much about this tale when I was a child. Why did he not simply take the money and create a life for himself? Or why would the witch have sent the dogs after him to kill him and keep her secret safe? Why are people prepared to do to get what they want and to keep their secrets? In this tale, we see that at times, asking for help can be dangerous. Uncertainty is it it certainly is for the witch, and for the soldier, killing comes easy, as do threats throughout the story. When one has power and infinite wealth, you can force about those you do for your biding, and you can even have the most sought-after treasure in the land. A princess in royal status at the end, that a soldier becomes the king. The story is about the impossibility of avoiding fate, for there is a prophecy, and the princess will marry a soldier, and no matter how your parents try to throw this fate, it comes true in any case. So if you have this card, what are you to make of this? That you must choose what you will and will not do to have power and money, and that you may be given an offer that may lead to danger and rewards. That at times you must cut people out of your life in order to keep secrets safe, and that getting what you ultimately want does not mean that you are unwatched. For the dogs watch at the wedding feast. There are always witnesses to all things that we do, so this is your choice. You may choose to be ruthless, and yet you may seem unpunished, but you will be observed, and you will never rest easy. Thank you so much, group number 2. I hope you liked the reading. God bless. Welcome back. If you pick group number 3, the crystal, this is your reading. So you got the bamboo moon. And the bamboo moon, this card represents the past. In the bamboo moon, you might be wondering if anything is ever going to come together for you, or if it seems to be happening quickly now. If you're even ready for that, the answer is yes. Divine timing is always at play. Whether we are letting go or trying to force something, an intelligent power that is vaster than our comparatively limited version is always in flow, and we are a part of that. We can find so much peace and joy when we realize this and learn to trust and relax in the unfolding of our divine destiny. Chinese bamboo helps us learn this wisdom of divine timing. For about 5 years of its early life, not much appears to be going on as the small roots attempt to ground themselves. Yet when they are ready, those roots are exceptionally strong and the plant suddenly grows like wildfire. There was much more going on in the preparation for powerful growth than what appears to be at the humble beginnings of the bamboo plant. So it can be with divine timing. There are the periods that with not much appears to be going on at all, and we can begin to accept that this will always be the case. Yet this inner preparation time allows for swift development and growth when we are ready. When the time for patient and through preparation is over, our growth can happen very quickly. Just like the cycles of move that shift from highlight to full splendor of our solar reflection, only to shift again, your unfoldment is just a matter of timing. You are being encouraged to trust in divine timing and know that all is well in your world. Rejoice your dreams and divine destiny are manifesting right now, whether it's obvious or not, and all will continue to unfold accordingly to your highest good. Be at peace, beloved. You are not forgotten, nor are your gifts being over or underestimated. All is all well in the divine plan unfolding in which you are in part. Next card, you got the past. No, sorry, present, and it's the Marius flute. Just as a musical instrument can play notes at a higher or lower vibration is defined as you are growing so fast spiritually. This is wonderful. Be brave as you trust that you are allowed indeed. You are spiritually encouraged to allow your vibration to continue rising. Even though that sometimes means leaving people, places, situations, and even things behind. Some people and situations will grow with you at an equal pace. Others will meet you in the next upward spiral of your own floating consciousness of life path, and still others will weigh you down and you will need to let go so that they may live their own destiny according to their own choices and timing. The more you allow yourself to raise your vibration to shine victorious in your journey from fear to peace, the more you'll be able to benefit from the quick unfoldment of the higher destiny in your life. The Amaris flute calls you upwards in your own soul vibration. This healing instrument of the Divine Mother Goddess Kuan Yin sounds within our cells, helping you continue to raise your vibration into peace. You'll feel the effect of the Amaris flute when you feel that you need to be more discerning about what you consume and how it might affect you positively or negatively. This might be food, it might be relationships, energies, visual, reading material, music, environments, emotional tendencies, certain friendships, or work environments. This doesn't require stagnant or financial approaches, but the loop opens you to greater awareness of how you best work to raise your own vibration. That was from Mirror. So for the future, you got the divine unveiling. Often we think we know it's only a small part of the bigger picture with so much more information that we think it's the truth. Truth can shift sometimes dramatically and reveal a completely different reality. Sometimes we can really imagine a situation, person, or place to be all that we think or feel that it is, only to find out it's not quite the way it is after all. Sometimes an involvement has passed. There is an important situation in your life right now that is still unfolding and you have yet to perceive it fully. It is safe for you to be patient and curious and trust what you feel is unfolding now. Don't rush to set things in motion to form a structure or even to make things concrete until you have had a chance to be clear about this situational process. There will be a time in the near future when you have realized that the graceful cosmic dance of Kuan Yin has unfolded and the veil has been lifted. At the time, you will realize that you are seeing much more clearly and accurately than you were previously been able to. Next. Uh-oh. Okay, sorry. The next group of cards, this is your mind, body, and spirit, what your spirit has to say about them. So the first card, you have Faith in Your Dreams, Waxing Crescent Moon. Don't give up. The situation you're asking about is still taking shape. You're nowhere near the end of the story. However is happening now is just a step along the way. As they say in the self-help classics, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. However, the waxing crescent moon card is a reminder that you must keep working towards whatever it is that you want. If you can't take practical steps, spending time meditation on the questions you're asking about and allow your higher self to download information to you about your best next step. Overall, this card suggests that this is every reason to be hopeful for every positive outcome to the situation you're asking about. So keep the faith. Next card. This is your body. You got to look at the bigger picture. So whatever is coming your way, it looks like it's set to put a smile on your face. The new moon in Sagittarius can mark the restart of fun after a period of feeling low. The energy is adventurous and you've been willing to take a few risks. But be careful you don't bet the farm on something here, as the wheel of fortune is still spinning. This card is about exploring life metaphorically by exchanging big ideas with others or just talking about your own philosophies. Perhaps it's time to change your mind about something important. It can also signal that there's a trip away is coming up. And if there's something you're working to achieve, but the overall message of this card is that whatever happens next will be some sort of gift, even if that simply means you're widening your world view. Full moon in Cancer. Personal issues reach resolution. This is your spirit. There's this new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with the people and places you hold dearest. This could be to do with a member of your family, a flatmate, or moving house. If you're hoping to move forward with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you is to work on now. Doing so could bring you your heart's desire. Okay, next card. This card is about the problem, lesson, and advice. In the next card, you got the day boy and the night girl. Balance. In the haunting fairy tale, a boy is captured by a witch and kept in a tower. He was only allowed to witness and know of the daylight and lives each day from sunrise to sunset. In another part of the tower dwells a girl, also a prisoner of the witch, and this girl is to only be taught of only of the night. She lives only in the dark. Both are only permitted to know half of all the world has to offer us. But when both escape, they eventually meet. They guide each other through the times that are unknown, of the dark and of the light. For both of these innocents, the unknown is terrifying, but slowly they learn to trust each other and each allows the other to be their guide through the unknown. This is a deep, hopeful and powerful story. The young woman teaches the young man that the night is not to be feared, nor the moon and the stars. Likewise, he helps her feel safe and allow of herself to feel the warmth of the sun, to see all the colors for the first time, and to step into the light. It is so touching and so balanced and sentimental. But both the day boy and the night girl are fearful, and both are heroic. Each is the student and the teacher, and neither could be whole or truly brave until they could work with the dark and the light within themselves, in the outside world, and throughout their lives. So if this card comes to you, know that you cannot live afraid of the light, for the bright light is wanting to shine on you and bring you to full radiant light as healing light. The warmth of love and joy and your own flourishing cannot be hidden away from, and you cannot hide from the dark either. There will be times of stillness and quiet and subtileness when you can walk and watch and be more of an observer in the world. $38, this is the lesson you have, and you got Fair, Brown, and Trembling. This is your gifts. An Irish king has three daughters. Their names are Fair, Brown, and Trembling. Fair Brown are pretty, vivacious, beloved, and spoiled, and Trembling is mocked for her nervousness, her shy nature, and her quiet self, and no one mentions her great beauty until there is always an end. until. She rallies courage to go to the church where she usually can't go, for she is kept at home to cook and clean, where the other girls go to flirt and show off their fine gowns. One day while at home, she is visited by a very, very old woman, who asks what she would wear if she could. As a trembling describes the gown she is woven around her, a gift from the crown. She had a bird upon each shoulder, and a fine horse to ride upon, and is told by the own henwife to ride the church and not to enter it. And thus begins the tale of enchantment that is very brown and trembling. When this tale comes to you, you will be told to manifest and create what it is you wish for. Use a magical means, the wisdom of old wise ones. You are not accepting fate that others have allotted to you. And like trembling, you will let others have overcome your shyness and your nerves and all the humiliation you have endured, and you will be loved for who you are. It is also in a way a warning to stay away from places of worship, to make sure that the wild, the nature is your home and temple. Next card you got, and this is the advice. It's a fairy or ointment. The sight. There's an old fairy legend that states if you wipe pollen gently across your eyelids, you'll be able to see the fairies. And in this tale, a wise woman and her healer hears a knock on the door at midnight. At the threshold stands a strange little man who asks the healer to come with him to tend his wife and baby, for who was too ill to care for herself. Dame Goody did not like the look of the man, but when you heal, you go where you were called. And so he helps her into the back of a steed, a wild, coal black stallion with eyes of fire, and together they ride in the night. When they arrive to a little cottage, Dame Goody is called to the mother's side, and she hands a pot of ointment to the good woman. She tells her to stroke the baby's eyelids with the ointment. As soon as it wakened, Dame Good awaits the child's awakening. As the babe opens its eyes, she strokes it gently, smelling upon its sunshine and butterfly wings. Curious, she then stroked a little one into her eyes and slowly gazed upon her. And just from the woman, she tends its unearthly, beautiful, long, fair in form, her voice like a bell chime, and the child prettier than any babe she's ever met eyes on, after so many years of nursing them. She backed away, touching her eye, and he struck her with a wand or a stick, or perhaps just a sparkling glow of energy, and she fell to the ground. The woman cried the fairy man, that's for meddling with what doesn't concern you. You shall see me no more. And she never saw from that eye again. Now this card seems to you know that there are times when you see what you see, and your gift and your sight and intuit more than others wish you to know. And you must choose wisely that when to speak of this, and when to keep it silent, and to only to yourself. For when we have these gifts, some boast of them, there is no way to use this gift. You will, when you work with your gift humbly, and only when you are openly asked to give your help, to be able to use it. By other times, it is best to keep it very, very quiet, and never take anything from the fairies without them, offering it to you first. For to take them is to lose a great deal. Okay, that was your reading group number 3. Hope you like it. Thank you. God bless.